Well, good afternoon, guys. We're actually at my buddy's shop up here in Galax. He actually told me that there's a motor that he wants me to, check out and take a look at. So we're gonna go in here and we're gonna see what this thing looks like. Hopefully it's something I can use. Well, where's he at? Oh, I hear something. Gosh, whatever it is. What we got here? Well, I can tell that what we have here is a 4.9 because it's big and slow, got a lot of torque, not a lot of horsepower.
It's running on 3 cylinders.
Welcome to the channel. This is what he's doing right now because he's taking the transmission out of this truck and he's going to be putting in his 93 F-150 that has a 5.8 that he rebuilt the motor on. He says he wants to swap from automatic to straight gear, so this is the donor truck that it's coming out of. All that brown stuff that you see, I'll show you an even better hole, dimmer factory holes. But look, I don't think that's supposed to be there. Neither is that one right there. And it's got a whole bunch of rust right here, which you can see that coming from the mud. I believe that this truck was just used on a farm and just never washed, never took care of, and just used as a work truck. Let's see what the transfer case fluid looks like.
215,000 miles on this truck. You can tell somebody
Oh, it don't look too bad.
took pretty decent care of this truck.
It still has some color in it. I mean, it's dark, but it's probably never been changed.
Don't smell bad. Don't smell burnt.
Do taste test. I'm just kidding. Plexiglass on the door comes standard, factory option, plus
Double pane.
yes, double pane and keyless entry. As you can see, it has no lock for a key. Professionally drained the coolant, just Sawzall. It came out real quick. It's the best way to do it. I mean, when you're just taking a motor out, what other way is there, to do it? I mean, he's not keeping this truck. He's just taking the parts off of it that he can. He honestly wishes that he had a full set of these factory wheels, so that way he could put them on his truck. But I think you only have 2 of them.
Yeah, it just has 2 and it has the steel wheels on the back.
Which really stinks. But still, I think he's gonna sell the seat. He's selling me the motor. He's keeping the transmission mount, transfer case, just basically everything he needs.
Clutch pedals.
Yeah, clutch pedal, clutch fluid reservoir, just basically everything he needs in order to put straight gear transmission in his truck. So we're gonna get to working on this thing and then I'll come back at you with an update. Getting that shifter out, buddy?
Yeah, I'm getting it. Oh.
That's pretty much what we're waiting on. Get that shifter out so that way we can get the rest of the stuff for the transmission. Went ahead and cut the converters out of it. Showed them for scrap later. Went ahead and got the starter out. Drive shafts out. We pretty much drained the fluid in the transmission transfer case. You've seen that. And I think other than unhooking the lines that go to the slave cylinder and getting all those out and the wiring, we're hitting on this thing pretty heavy. So that's an update. I'll get back to you again. All right, you want to do the honors?
Sure.
I think we finally got it unhooked enough to where we can start working on the motor. Man, that's a beautiful sight right there, ain't it?
Yes.
Whoa, there it went. Having a good transmission. Yeah, well, having a good transmission jack really pays off.
It does.
What's that clutch look like?
I don't know. Wow.
It don't look like it's been replaced before, but might have had.
Looks like a Luke.
Yeah, it does look like a Luke, so it's been replaced before.
The Luke clutches are actually the ones that come factory, but this, I don't know if this is a factory. I wouldn't think.
It looks
215,000 miles.
It looks old enough, but you never can tell.
No, you can't tell, really. I would about say it's factory. As hard as this transmission was to get out.
Yeah, we had a little bit of snag right here. I think, what do they call that? Basically just a shield.
It's just like a spacer plate.
Or like a spacer, but I don't know the correct term, but we had to,
The bolt stripped.
yeah, we had to cut around it with the air chisel because the bolt stripped. But other than that, I think we came out pretty good. Now we're going to tackle the motor mounts and basically what we can get from underneath the truck. And
Exhaust, so.
yeah, we already cut it, and Levi's going to get a little bit of money out of this. How much did you pay for this truck?
$400.
$400. He basically got it for the transmission transfer case and what parts he needed for his. He's selling the hood, he's selling the seats. I don't know what he's going to do with the rear end, the front end, even if he does anything, but he's going to be making his money back and being able to, get the transmission. So, that's how you work things. That's how you make money and get parts for your projects. Now that we got the transmission out, now we're going to be working on this motor. So we're going to get to it. Well, guys, I think we got to a good stopping point. Worked on it from about 2 o'clock, off and on. It was a business day for Levi, so he had to stop and help some customers along the way. And we had a few other hands that helped. And we pretty much got everything underneath of it that we need to get done. Motor mount bolts. And then we started working on taking some vacuum lines. It's really not that much. It looks like a lot, but there's really not a lot that we see underneath here that we're going to have to take off from the truck itself. It's just all attached to the motor. And what's going to make it so quick is we're just ripping and yanking and tearing because I don't need none of this crap. I'm going to be putting my 4-barrel intake, my 4-barrel carburetor. It's going to have a 1-wire distributor. It's going to go on it. Electric fuel pump on the fuel rail, on copper to get rid of that mechanical mess. And hopefully, then we'll get rid of the issue with the vapor lock. I plan on putting those parts on copper now, but this motor is going to be took out, rebuilt exactly the way I want it. So we have a fresh engine to go in copper because the one that's in them is pretty weak. And like I said, it burns a little bit of oil and it has a gallop on one cylinder, so I know one cylinder is pretty hurt. You can see what we done, and I think we done a good job.
Yep.
And I think this is going to make a good donor motor. It's got about 200,000 miles, but it sounded
And it's
really
clean.
good.
I mean,
Yeah.
I believe that transmission never been taken out. I mean, looked like the original clutch, and as hard as it was to break loose from those dowels, I don't believe that it's ever been taken out or messed with, and all this stuff looks original and it's just in good shape.
So really, when it came to this process. This is like, you know, Levi scratching my back and, you know, I'm scratching his. I'm helping him take it. You know, I took out the transmission transfer case and he gave me a good deal on this motor, literally paying $300, and I just had to help come pull it out. So really thankful for that. But anyways, guys, I think we're going to hit on this thing tomorrow.
Probably in the morning.
Yeah, we're going to try to get here in the morning. You know, good Lord willing. It's supposed to snow tonight, but you know that ain't gonna deter us none. But good Lord willing, we'll be out here in the morning taking this motor out and yanking it out, so that way I can get it home and start, you know, looking online for some parts and rebuilding and horsepower. That's my goal.
We'll see y'all fellers in the morning.
Well, fellers, back out at the shop. Not as early as we'd like to. We like sleeping in a little bit, and kind of got a lazy start.
It's
snowing, and you know, I figured we'd take our time this morning. Really, this is the only thing that we're going to tackle today, is try to get this motor out, and I really don't think it's going to take us that long as we get this radiator out, and really, I think trim a few more things and we'll be done. I think we'll be able to anchor and start pulling and tugging on her and getting this thing out of here. Yep. So we're going to get a start on it, and I'm going to set y'all guys up over here and show you how we're going to get this radiator out. How to remove a radiator from a 96 F-150 with the 4.9 liter 300 inline six. Part 1.
First, you get your radiator remover tool. Take the safety off. Unlatch the first bolt. Unlatch the second bolt. Oh, whoops.
Now, once you finish telling this truck about all your unpaid debts and all the troubles that you have in life, then part 2 comes, and you just yank it out of there and give it to your best friend. Oh no. So that way he could take it to the scrapyard and settle all those unpaid debts. On a serious note though, this is going to make this a whole lot easier for getting this motor out. Like I said, we're just going to go through here, get a few things. Levi's going to start cutting on it. And then after we get everything out that we think we can see cut out, then we're just going to take the engine hoist and jack up on it. And if there's any wires or anything attached to it, whenever we pull up on it, then we'll just keep on jacking and just rip them out. Feel better?
Yeah, it helps the motor come out easier.
Well, fellers, I finally made it to the shed to where I'm going to be working on this motor and get it tore down so that way we can rebuild it back the way we want it. Had to wait a few days just because we had some weather that came along and kind of stopped everything, and I had the trailer, had to go clean it off, and this was a process. I mean, getting it in this small shed, me and Levi really had to put our thinking caps on, but this is how we got it. I got the engine hoist backed in here, got the 300 still on it, and then got my engine stand in front of it. So we're going to jack this thing up here, and we're going to go ahead and start taking off some of the things that we can take off just to get this thing ready to go on the engine stand. And I think that's going to be our goal for today. I think we're going to get this clutch, this flywheel off, get all the front accessories off. Just things that really need to come off. We're just going to take them off, and once we get those off, we'll try to get it, put on the engine stand. I went and bought some bolts to go in this bell housing because the ones that come with it are just way too short. And Levi gave me a little trick. He said, take the plate off of the stand and mount it onto the engine before you try to put it on the stand. So we're going to do that as well. But I guess the first place we ought to start is with getting this flywheel off. So that's where we're going to start at. There's one. All right, now that we got the clutch and the flywheel off, we're going to jack this thing up some more, turn this engine around, and we're basically just going to start taking, stuff from the front of it off, power steering pump, alternator, smog pumps. If there's any hoses on there, I'll just cut them, make this as quick as we can, so that way I can get this thing mounted up on this engine stand. Guys, I'm going to show you here. I got my engine stand, the plate that goes on the back of it on. That took a little bit of, it's fairly easy to do, but it just took a little bit of time. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to set you up the best I can over here because I ain't got much room in here at this engine hoist in here. So I'm going to set you up about right there, and we're going to see if we can't slide this thing in that engine stand hole. Tell you, it'd be a whole lot easier if I had somebody to jack it up while I was putting it in the hole, but it's never a one-man job. We'll give her a couple goes and see how it goes. See where we're at there. Oh, we're close. Close. Okay. Might be it right there. I think that might give us enough leverage, so see what we can do here. All right. Okay. There we go. Get in the hole. There we go. Get in there. I know it's off the ground a little bit, but I'd rather it be that. Oh, cramp. Go away, cramp. Oh, fat boy cramp. All right. Got that in there. Get my handle back in here. My pen, I don't know if I'll be able to get it back in. It's a little stubborn. Why you being stubborn, Mr. Pen? Well, I was already in the hole, and then you took me back out. Well, I can't help that. I mean, you're a tool. You gotta do your job. You know what? We're just gonna set that over here for now. Because if not, I'll end up throwing it across the room. All right. Here we go. Just a little bit at a time. Okay. 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 Alright. Seems to be going fairly decent. Alright. Alright. Seems to be on its wheels. So I'm going to back up. And I'm just going to let this thing down and see what it does. Here goes nothing. Lord, keep me safe. All right. Now, before we unhook that chain, we're going to go back here, see what we got. See how sturdy it is, because his stand, I bought it from Harbor Freight. And I know that ain't saying a lot. You know, some of their stuff is pretty decent. Now, I don't know about these engine stands, but it was on sale. And it's supposed to hold up to 1,000 pounds. Now, a 300 long is about 600 pounds. But that's not including all the crap that's on it. And plus, this is EFI, so it's going to have even more junk on it than what it's supposed to. So, I believe we're putting it at its limits. Plus, where it's a inline 6, it's longer than what you would say a V8 is. So, it's definitely putting a little bit more stress on it. All right. Honestly, I think we're good. I don't think we're going to have anything to worry about. So, I'm going to go ahead and unhook this, and I might go ahead and put that engine hoist up and set this engine where I'm going to have it for the time being, so I can at least get in here and get the junk that I need while I'm not working on this. Well, guys, I think we got a lot accomplished. I'd say if we wrapped up all the hours we had into taking the motor out of that truck, transmission, transfer case, hauling everything over here, and then me taking all the accessories off of it and putting it on the stand, I'd say we probably have a good day and a half worth of work in it, if you just count the time when we was working. You can't count the time that we was goofing off and lollygagging and just cutting up and carrying on. You know, we only do that when we work them 9-to-5 jobs. You know, boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I poop on company time. But anyways, fellers, if you haven't, make sure you like, subscribe, share this video, smash that bell. Do whatever you can so that way more people can see more of this cornbread content that I'm trying to push out. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Ready? Okay. All right. You ready? Say, we'll see y'all fellers later.
See y'all later.
See y'all.